Good Tuesday to all. Hope you are doing well. I mentioned yesterday that we celebrated the completion of Tractate Shabbat with the Daf Yomi, and today we start Eruvin. Eruvin has to do with the Eruv. In other words, on the Shabbat, one of the Torah prohibitions is carrying in a public domain or carrying from a private domain to a public domain. And therefore, to take care of that issue, we enclose an area, and what we do is we unify everyone. And as a result, our whole city really becomes like one domain, and as a result, it is permissible to carry in the public domain or from our homes to the street. Now, the Eruv itself is not just that string that we sometimes see or hear about, but rather the Eruv refers to the process of creating that environment where it becomes permissible to carry. Now, literally, the Eruv is really mixing things together, or perhaps unification. It is indeed a time when we unify the community. People feel comfortable going out to others, and even if, for example, you have to bring young children, it is permissible to push the carriage. So there's something very unifying about the Eruv. Now, to create the proper Eruv, there are two things that are needed. Number one, there has to be an actual enclosure. How do we enclose an area? So the rabbis tell us that there's something called Surat HaPetach. You form what is called a doorway. In other words, when you have two poles and a wire on top, that looks like a doorway. Halachically, it's considered a doorway, and therefore, by having many of those two poles and a wire, many of those Surat HaPetach, the area is enclosed. Now, that's only half of what's needed. The other half is to combine the community by everyone having some food item placed in one location, and as a result, everyone is brought together. Now, what is done in the modern Eruv, in our communities, is that there is matzah. And that matzah is sitting in a shul somewhere here in Toronto or in any community you do live. And every member of the community actually owns a little bit of that matzah. And as a result, we are unified. We are unified. We are it is as if we are all in one home. And as a result, we could carry from our homes to the public domain. Now, there's a very important message there. To have a kosher Eruv, you need enclosures, but you need bread that unifies. And it appears that sometimes the doors or the enclosures, they're not real, meaning they're halachic, they're valid, but actually they're not real doors, correct? And perhaps there's a message there that the door that symbolizes that which keeps us disconnected and detached from others is not real, because we are all connected. And so too, the message is that the bread is real. Bread, which brings us again together. We feel that we are a community. We feel we are one. That is achieved through bread, through food, but that is real. There is really 2 packs of matzah sitting here in Toronto, which unifies us as a community. And obviously there's a message there. We connect, we have to feel connected. We're one nation. Usually it's done through food, and as a result of what we are dealing with now, unfortunately, we cannot use those traditional tools of unification, right? We can't invite others to our homes or go to other people's homes. In shul, when we usually would have a magnificent kiddush where you could go ahead and schmooze over a kichel or a piece of herring, or obviously some schnapps for many, it's not what we have now. But nevertheless, in our heart, we have to know that we are one, that we are concerned about one another. Klal Yisrael is unified, and it's an opportunity for chesed, to pick up the phone, call someone that would appreciate a call, perhaps an email. Let's try to do our part, and in the merit of learning from Eruvin, or perhaps even learning the tractate Eruvin, we should merit to go ahead and be unified again. That's what we are hoping for. For now, please take care of yourself. That's always step number one in doing good for others, is to do good for self, right? When you take care of yourself and you're healthy physically and emotionally, then in turn you can go ahead and think about the needs of others. Let's do that and merit to hear good things. It should be a good day. Bye-bye.